Hey everybody, Scott with Tango Down Production. First off, I want to say I'm really sorry to all my subscribers and viewers out there for not making a video. My personal life's kind of a train wreck for a while, but everything's been sorted out. Life is good. Back to normal. So I want to start getting back in front of the camera, making some videos. Really dying to get out to the range and get some training videos in for you guys as well. But I want to start off the video by saying, first off, I didn't want to make this video, but I am so sick and tired of hearing people out in the public, on the internet, on the news, on the TV, newspapers, talking about this Trayvon Martin shooting. Okay? First off and foremost, I want to say something is, now I understand, everybody in the United States of America that's a legal citizen, you are afforded the constitutional right of the First Amendment and freedom of speech, and you can say pretty much whatever you want. That's fine. That's great. You want to formulate an opinion on something and state it, that's your God-given right. I understand that. But, that being said, it's also my God-given right, and that same protection under the First Amendment, to tell you that you're being immature, irrational, foolish, retarded, stupid, and everything else. Because it's real easy to Monday morning quarterback something that you know little or nothing about, or have accepted the facts, the alleged facts, that the media has spun on any type of incident, especially the one regarding the Trayvon Martin shooting. And I'm sure everybody watching this video has seen have followed the case to some degree, and have formulated an opinion, made a statement in regarding to Zimmerman's actions and whether they were right or wrong. Well, my opinion on that is, what right do you have, other than the fact that you just have the right to open your mouth because you have a breath in your lungs and say something about it because the Constitution affords you that? Other than that, really, I mean, to Monday morning quarterback the whole incident that happened when you weren't even there. You weren't there. You weren't there. So, if you weren't there and didn't see this whole thing unfold from beginning to end, I mean, what right do you really have to stand there and say, well, what he did was wrong or right? I mean, everybody here watching this video, if you have not seen that and been able to realize that the media has just twisted this thing around, turned it around, and turned this into some kind of a racial war, then you're really not seeing it for what it is. Okay, does racism exist current day? You bet it does. Is it right? No. But does it happen? Yes, it does. First off, by the media displaying Zimmerman as a quote-unquote white Hispanic. Seriously? Really? I had never heard that term before some jackhole in the media barfed it out of his mouth on the news. I'd never heard that term before. I've heard people being labeled as Latino, Hispanic, Mexican. You know, we are white, Caucasian, but I've never heard of a white Hispanic. Really? That is some made-up bullshit that the media spun into this case to develop racial tension. And they portrayed Trayvon Martin to be this young boy who was innocent looking on the media, and how he looked so pleasantly happy with a smile on his face, and then turns out he's got some issues that have gone on too, and I'm sure we all know about them by now. Now, am I going to stand here and say what happened, that whole incident, is right or wrong? No. You know why? None of my damn business. Whose business it is? The jury that will sit on that panel when his case is tried. Those are the people that have been given the legal authority to formulate an opinion on whether or not he is guilty or not guilty and come back with that verdict. And that's it. Everybody else's opinion, I don't know, I look at it like this. Everyone has an opinion, and they all have an asshole too, and guess what? They both stink. And that's just the way it is. You can stand here right now and say, well, your opinion stinks, Scott. Sure, that's fine. If that's your take on things, great. But bottom line, you weren't there. You weren't there, people. And so you know what? Instead of standing there, because honestly, right after the incident occurred, it didn't take long. I think it was probably in the first 72 hours, maybe. Zimmerman, in the eyes of the public, because of the media, has already been tried, convicted, and executed based on what they heard. Is that really rational? Is that really fair? No. You know, I mean, And then for the quote-unquote new Black Panthers to come out and put a bounty on his head, and on Zimmerman's head, and then have so-called celebrities tweeting and sending off Zimmerman's address to people. I mean, really? I mean, I pray to God, as a concealed carry holder, I will never be in his shoes. I carry a gun every day on my job, in my life, on my personal side. I carry a gun everywhere I go. And I hope and I pray I never have to use it. But I train for in the event that I do. And I teach people. As a certified instructor, I teach people. And when I teach people, I give them, in conjunction with what I'm required to teach on the NRA side, I give them a handout. And this handout has got the current, most up-to-date Colorado revised statutes regarding use of deadly force and other applicable laws. It talks about use of physical force in defense of a person, use of deadly physical force against an intruder, which in Colorado has been referred to as the Make My Day law, use of physical force in defense of premises, defense of property, in making an arrest or preventing an escape. All that stuff. I cover that with my students, and I give them this handout. I'm like, here, this is yours. Take it home, read it, know it, and understand it. Because it is your legal obligation to know as a concealed carry holder what you can and can't do. So, bottom line, ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law. I mean, you can't say, oh, well, I didn't know. Right? So, and especially in the case of my students. God forbid any of my students has to get mixed up in a shooting, but if I have to testify as their instructor, this is what's going to be handed to the prosecuting and the defense attorney as evidence, saying this is what I teach my students. So if they tried to stand there and formulate some kind of a BS defense saying, oh, we didn't know, well, that's not going to fly. Because I'd hope that when my students leave me, they are more educated and more prepared than just your average run-of-the-mill piece of crap permit mill, what I call them, training company. But, you know, bottom line, guys, is I just wanted to say that, alright? You weren't there, damn it. You weren't there. So, you know, feel free to keep continuing to spew your bullshit opinions about how the shooting was wrong, how it was occurred, or how it was right, and that, you know, Zimmerman's being treated fairly, or he should be put on the gallows tomorrow, or whatever. That's fine. Because you have a breath in your lungs and that First Amendment right affords you that, you can do that. But I'm going to use that same First Amendment right to tell you, you know what, you're full of crap. And you're just spewing a bunch of crap. You know, you're a shit salesman with a mouthful of samples. Bottom line. So, you know what, let's just wait. Why can't we just sit back, let the legal system do its work, do its job, wait for the jury to come back with their verdict, and then we can sit back and go, okay, you know, now it is what it is. But, you know, so just, anyway, I'm getting on a tangent about that, so I'll shut up now. But hopefully I'll get out to the range soon, guys, on a side note, and try and get some videos up. I got a review of a new firearm that I picked up from a friend. It's actually not mine, it's his, but I'm going to do the review on it here pretty soon and get that up as well. So, anyway, guys, take care. Again, thank all of my subscribers, thank all my viewers. God bless y'all for being patient for me coming back around, but I hope to see you guys again soon.